Hey all, Brent here with an Otaku no Video Summer 2009 Anime Guide. Here's all the stuff that's coming out this season. And it's a really good season so far. And there's a lot of really good shows out there. So many, in fact, that I'm splitting this into only two groups. The first being the shows that I really, really liked. I really want to catch a few more episodes of these things at least. The first is Tokyo Magnitude 8.0. It's this very carefully animated slice of life drama about this modern tween girl, kind of like Chihiro at the beginning of Spirited Away. And she lives through this massive earthquake in Tokyo. Sucks. Lots of very naturalistic acting, kind of like a TV show they just happen to animate. If you like your more sort of Ghibli-esque shows, very cool. Then CANAAN, which is the big action series this season, kind of like Black Lagoon or Bacano. Large cast of characters all getting sucked into this big high action story. Very high quality animation, fun characters, and just enough depth to kind of intrigue me for the first episode. Definitely want to keep an eye on. Needless, for all you shonen fans, this one's for you. This is like kind of like Production IG deciding to do its version of Gurren Lagann. It's a shonen show with all the dials turned to 11. Everything's pushed to its logical anime extreme. You've got your wide-eyed kid, your hot-blooded man, your curvy, smirking girl. Okay, yeah, it's Gurren Lagann. And it's having so much fun. It's really, really fun, and I just couldn't help enjoying it. I mean, it's just over-the-top shonen awesomeness. Here's one I never thought I'd put up in this category. Princess Lover. It's a harem anime, basically. A young man finds himself the heir to this big fortune, surrounded by a pretty girl, but, and this is a very big but, the story is told straight. The girls aren't all otaku fetishes for once. There's a little girl, for example, and she's just this cute, shy little girl. There's a tsundere girl with a sword. It's basically Saber from Fate Stay Night, but she feels like a full character, not like a moving pin-up model. So it's very nice, and again, high quality thought put into the characters and the situation. For example, like his whole thing with being the heir to the fortune is kind of a feint by the head of the family, so it's kind of interesting. Then we have our goofy romantic comedy this season, Sora no Manimani. You got your SD, your sweat drops, shock reactions. But what stands out here is the romance actually works. The show sets up this really legitimate and interesting love triangle between these two main characters, and they're all fun. And again, they're not all otaku fetishes. So that's just nice to see. Here's one that really came out from left field, literally. Taishou Yakyuu Musume. It's a slice-of-life girl comedy focusing on these high school girls who decide to start a baseball team in the 30s in Japan. This is back when girls weren't supposed to run, much less play baseball. And the sport wasn't even well known in Japan, so how do you get equipment? So there's some neat, like, sort of girl power themes and some social commentary about the way girls are treated. And all wrapped up in this nice sort of slice-of-life wrapper. It also has this very sort of old school anime style, which is very sort of remarkable. I mean, it looks cel animated. Then Aoi Hana, which has been called a light Yuri anime, light Yuri drama. Two high school girls meet up again for the first time in 10 years. They're dealing with their own issues, and they kind of fall in love. I don't think it gets sexual, and it certainly doesn't seem that way. But I'm sure, all the fans are going to go nuts over it, despite it not being all that amazing. But who knows where it'll go. Anyway, sweet slice of life show, and definitely nothing that'll get you sort of worked up, at least in the first couple episodes. Now moving on to the shows that I enjoyed, but didn't really catch my love too much. Again, they're fine, but nothing really, really amazing for me in these shows. The new Higurashi series, When Seagulls Cry. I've watched none of the previous Higurashi shows, so I won't even try to compare it, but I will say the show looks creepy. And it has this very nicely wide cast of fairly distinctive characters, and it's a horror show, and it looks like a very competent, solid horror show. Yep, no complaints. Bakemonogatari, a lot of people seem to like this one, and it's definitely high quality. Ridiculous visual style, I mean, and not in a bad way. I mean, it's just tons of detail. As someone put it, I've never seen staircases these beautiful. I'm still not quite sure what it's trying to be. It appears to be sort of this action horror parody. Like there's a joke about equivalent exchange. But it's also trying to parody anime, and you can tell I'm not bowled over. I felt the show was kind of trying too hard, but that could just be first episode disease. And some folks are saying that the second episode is builds and gets better. So could be a great show, just sort of was weird for me. Weiss Survive, really hard to judge since each episode's 5 minutes long. And it's based on a card game, even better. Very simply, two childhood friends are sucked into another dimension, and that's all I can say, because that's all that happens in the first episode. But the characters do have this nice relationship. I mean, it's nothing stupid, so that's nice. And the animation's solid. Charger Girl. This is an ecchi show. That's all it is. Girls from another dimension need to charge up people in this dimension by sticking giant plugs into their backs. I said their backs. While wearing skin-tight outfits, and frequently less, and getting into pervy situations. It's already attracted some notoriety because Crunchyroll is airing a mildly censored version, and it's not like the original is hentai. But anyway, there's going to be drama over this one, and, censorship, horrors, despite the fact that it's basically just a well-animated ecchi series. But at least it's not Queen's Blade. It's not, like, doggedly fetishistic, so, it's fine. Umi Monogatari, this is the first show I watched this season, and surprisingly good. Two sisters who live under the sea, kind of like mermaids but without the tail, venture on land and live among humans for a little while. It's another slice of life comedy, sweet and innocent, very, very nice, despite the girls, they have this sort of bikini style clothing, so they wander around wearing that all the time. But again, it's sweet and innocent, and just plain pleasant. Then, kind of bottom of the barrel, but not a bad show, Element Hunters, which is tweens unleashing their awesome powers to hunt elements. Yeah. Very generic, but again, no complaints. Perfectly fine shonen series. Might be fine, but just sort of nothing really amazing about it. That's the list, and let me know what you think about any of these shows if you see them, and let me know especially if any of these other shows get any more interesting. But looks like a really good season so far. Take care.